Hi everybody, welcome back to SOCOM30's Workshop. Today we are going to be disassembling a Glock 19 Gen 3. We're going to be cleaning it and then we're going to be putting it back together and then putting it into this MCK housing. Alright, so I did a little bit of shooting with this over the weekend. Of course, it's got the Talon grips on it. I believe that we installed these on one of the older videos. So the first thing that we're going to do anytime we're disassembling any type of firearm, we're going to take the magazine out and put it off to the side. We're going to visually and physically inspect the chamber. No brass, no ammo. Okay, and then we're going to break this Glock down. And I've showed you in other videos how to do that, so we're not going to run through that right now. So these are the basic 4 parts to it. And we're just going to take it, and we're going to do a little bit of cleaning. I apologize, I'm still a little sick. So, get one of our towels here. And then we're just going to do a pretty quick cleaning with these. For those of you that don't have a cleaning kit at home, you can buy one at any standard sporting goods store, or probably your local Walmart sells them. Some of the places I've lived, Walmarts don't sell them, but in the more red states, you'll definitely be able to find them there. Alright, so we're just going to do a quick little clean down. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I'm just going to get some of the carbon off of here, because probably sent about 100, 200 rounds through it this weekend. So for those of you who don't know how to clean a firearm, I'll go over that kind of while I'm doing this. Anything on the outside, you're not going to want to use a steel brush. You're just going to want to use one of these bristle brushes just to get like the carbon off the slide. And I'm going to do a true cleaning video on 1911, but I just want to show you guys how to put this into an MCK housing first. Alright, and that'll give us a little bit of a nice cleanup here. I'm going to go to the hidden compartment. I'm going to keep some of the extra tools and stuff. Get the hops. Gotta love the hops. Alright, so hops is gun oil. I got some Smith & Wesson here. That's a spray. This is more of a like a lube. I'm just gonna coat the exterior of the slide here. Get any of that carbon off that might still be sitting up on top of there. And then I'm gonna do the inside of the slide as well. I always like to put my guns away with a little bit of oil on them, not much. Being in the Army, we used to have these CLP baths, so we would just take our whole weapon and soak it inside this CLP, which just is cleaning. And it would clean it, sure, but it would just be caked in lube, and it was difficult. Next time you took it to the range, everything sticks to it. So I like a healthy amount of lube on my weapons while I'm cleaning, but I don't store them with a ton of them in there, just a few drops. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, so that's nice and clean. And then you want to make sure that you get that front sight too, because that'll be covered. That little white dot will be covered in black carbon before you know it. All right. Then you go to the inside. You can go to a wire brush, and you can clean a little bit harder. And you're gonna want to get all these little parts. This Glock has taken probably, I don't know, 30 or 40,000 rounds through it so far, and she works just as good as she did whenever she had the first one sent down range. All right, like I said, just 1 or 2 drops on mechanisms here. I like to take a Q-tip and I like to get down into those little harder places to reach, just to get that excess buildup carbon. And there's not going to be much because I clean my weapons after I shoot, so there shouldn't be too much. But you know, like I said, a couple hundred rounds, there's still going to be definitely some black whenever I bring this. Yeah, definitely black, but nearly it would be if I didn't clean every time I shot. Alright, and so just so you guys can see, that's what it's going to look like in there. Alright, so you want to get into all these little nooks and crannies right here. That's where you're going to want to get the Q-tip. Okay. I don't want to forget the exterior. You know what? Actually, I'll let you guys see this too. You can see kind of the grime there on the front of the frame. That's just all carbon from shooting. Now this is just plastic, so you can take a wire brush to it, that's fine. Clean it up with a little bit of oil if you want. Alright, so 2 pieces down. Alright, next is the spring and the guide rod. And on a Glock, on a Gen 3, they're actually together. Alright, so just put a few dots on there. Take our wire brush, and we're just going to run it along the rod. And then we're going to hit the top and the bottom. Okay, for the barrel, you're going to want to use a 4 brush, and this is a 9, so I'm looking at should be this one, but it's definitely worn out. So mine are. So this is actually for a 45, which is a much bigger bullet, but because they're so worn down and pressed down, they fit into other barrels better. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna take the brush, you're gonna get an extension, screw it on, and you're gonna push. And you're going to turn with the rifling in the barrel. Alright, so just push. And you'll feel it moving. And just go straight through. And look through there. Still a couple spots in there. I'll put a little bit of CLP in there, or gun oil. I'm gonna do it again. Alright. Coming out a lot better. There we go. Okay, yeah, I can feel it now. Okay, yeah, a lot better. Not nearly as much CLP. Alright, or not nearly as much carbon on there. Now we're going to end up doing that again, but we're going to clean right here. So this is where the round actually is seated. And then the firing pin will be right here. And the round would be inside the barrel housing right there. And so get that wire brush, get all of this cleaned off. And you're gonna say, well, now that carbon's falling in there. Yeah, absolutely it is. And that's fine, because now that there's already oil in there, so it's just gonna stick that oil and it's gonna be pushed right out. All right, the front of the barrel here. Okay, and now we're gonna take a little pad, and we're just gonna push it straight through. Again, you're always gonna go with the rifling of the barrel and never reverse. All right, let's see if I can get you guys to see how clean that looks in there. Nice and clean, no grime. Okay. All right, so then we are going to put all this stuff back. All right, and then we're going to put it back together. So for the Gen 3 barrel into the slide, but you know what? We're going to add just a little bit of gun oil right behind the barrel, and then we're going to add 1 drop right onto the spring and guide rod. All right, so looks like that, and then straight on. So 1, 2, 3, pull trigger, functions check, good. Okay, so for the MCK housing, I don't know if you guys have ever used these before or not. They're real easy. So it's got to take down, and then the way you're going to do this is you're going to open up. This is the version. This is for the Gen 3, so I'm not sure exactly what version. I bought mine on rainierarms.com. Really good priced. I highly recommend them. Okay, so we just cleaned it. We know it's empty. All right, so what you're going to do is on here, let's see if I can pull this up for you guys. As you can see right here, there's like a groove inside. Your rear sights are going to sit there, and that's actually what's going to catch, and that's going to be the action whenever the pistol is up in there. Okay, so kind of put them in like this. Do it this way. All right, so sit in there just like that. And you're going to force that straight forward. It's going to lock in with these pins right here. You're going to take this piece and you're going to lock it in. Red is dead. So, just like that. All right, spare mag. And then you got the big boy mag for this. All right. So that is the Gen 19 Glock, or I'm sorry, the Gen 3 19 series in the MCK housing. So, okay. SOCON 30 out.